I'd probably be an asshole. I was born white and male, so there's that. There were no wars in which I fought, no hurricanes from which I fled, no great obstacles to overcome. In 1946, my grandfather was presented with a Congressional Medal of Honor, having taken a Nazi bullet through the neck in Normandy. In 1986, I was presented with a crab cake sandwich, having ordered one from my father's country club. My adolescence was devoid of character-building moments. Friends and family called me Mr. Pleasure because I warmed my towels in the dryer while showering, even on sleeping. I attended an elite New England boarding school with a lake and a golf course and a black student. And then an elite Ivy League university with a lake and a golf course. On graduation day, having studied neither real estate nor economics nor trends, I was offered a job analyzing real estate economic trends for Bear Stearns, a bank which no longer exists largely due to the fact that its employees did not know how to predict real estate economic trends. I should have become one of the biggest assholes of all time. Instead, I became a homosexual. Or more specifically, I failed at becoming a heterosexual, which is what this story is about. I was in the 7th grade when I began realizing there was a decent chance I might be gay. This was a real bummer. I'd spent a lifetime successfully avoiding interaction with minority groups, and I was suddenly faced with the prospect of joining the very worst one. I was also a wasp, and denial is our way. Denial in lemon squares. As puberty droned on, I took pleasure in concepts like just going through a phase and normal adolescent experimentation, though neither proved as pleasurable as the concept of putting a penis in my mouth. I was confused. I look in the mirror and say, I don't seem gay. I'm not like that black guy in Reading Rainbow. And then I'd hop in the shower and sing the first act of Starlight Express. Take a glorious curtain call and envelop myself in a toasty hot towel. In one last-ditch effort to shake the gay, I resolved to bed a female. The sheer presence of a vagina, its magnificence, would surely mend my sinful, loathsome ways. Kelly Quinn was smart, much smarter than I. She was tough, much tougher than I, and she was horny. Much, much hornier than I. We would sneak out of the dorms at study hall and call each other's privates for a bit, and she'd say really awful things like, I want to do this all night. But luckily for me, the bell would call us all back to the dorms, and I would return, thrilled to have survived yet another rehabilitation session. Sure, it was unpleasant. Sure, it made me a little nauseous, but so does wheatgrass. To work on for next week. Now, if you're an alcoholic, a six-pack will just piss you off. The same could be said for how Kelly was finding our 20 minutes of petting each night. So at the end of the year, she invited me to her parents' beach house where she promised we'd be able to make all sorts of noise. Terrifying. Things got off to a decent start. I attacked her father's liquor cabinet like a soldier going off to war. And I'd been watching my friends watch straight porn for years. So I had a cursory understanding of how the man was expected to waste 5 or 10 minutes before actually inserting the penis into the I just prodded and poked her breasts like they were an adorable set of basset hounds. I'd been wearing the condom for over an hour. It seemed like a brilliant idea at the time to take the hurdle of mid-coital application out of the equation, but as a result, my entire genital region smelled like a tire store. But all seemed to be going okay. Until the moment of penetration. All my research on the subject seemed to suggest I glide at ease, like Greg Louganis, also dead. Dipping in for a late afternoon swim, but in this case, the pool seemed to be brimming with like peanut butter and lined with like a Velcro. Something was really wrong. Kelly's body emitted sounds that could only indicate extreme, acute discomfort. And then she said it, the most frightening, formidable, loathsome words a closeted gay teen could ever imagine. I think this will work better if you eat me out first. Now, it was dark and I was wasted, but I'm confident that the expression on my face at that moment was identical to the one that on my grandfather's face as he stormed the beaches of Normandy. This was my moment. There was no way out and no other way in. Now, perhaps a more reasonable, mentally stable gay teen would abandon the cause at this point, but I had established that everything in my life would work better if I participated in vaginal intercourse, and it had been established that vaginal intercourse apparently would work better if I ate her out first. And since I've always been a fan of the transitive property, I swallowed hard, opened up the covers, and said, I'll be right back. To classify the breath I took as deep would be doing me and the breath a tremendous disservice. Sitting down to take a final exam, intermediate snorkeling, these things require deep breaths. Mine inhale had more of a Shawshank Redemption escape route feel. Safe to say my mouth was in unfamiliar territory too. Luckily, thanks to HBO's new late-night hit series, Real Sex, I had learned from an 82-year-old nudist Mormon that the letters of the alphabet, when applied just so, can be extremely pleasurable to a woman. Incidentally, the accompanying song can be extremely comforting to a homosexual while performing oral sex upon a vagina. I must have dotted the I with a great deal of force or accuracy, or perhaps it was the acceleration through JKLMNOP. But the eruption that ensued was shocking. A tsunami of teenage vaginal secretion hit me in the face all at once. Let's take a moment for the people of Japan. Just for Before long, I was summoned up out of the covers. Greg Louganis, who had been foiled by the missionary position moments before, was now effortlessly twisting and tucking and somersaulting in the deep end with virtually no splash upon entry. I was having sex for a really long time. Premature ejaculation was not an issue. Novelettes have been written about this kind of stamina. After an hour, Kelly was nearly asleep. So I closed my eyes and began to shift my focus from Kelly to the communal showers of my lacrosse team. My veins expanded, my toes curled, Kelly woke up, amazing technicolors dream-coated the walls, and it was over. I rolled off the bed and into the bathroom in order to congratulate myself on a job done. Unfortunately, while the man in the mirror was wearing his heart on his sleeve, he was not wearing a condom on his penis. It had fallen off somehow, somewhere in there, up there. Ew. I covertly leapt back into bed. With the steadiness of a spinal surgeon, I fruitlessly inspected Kelly's vaginal region. The spinal thrust of passion must have catapulted the condom way up into her uteral passage. This feeble attempt at masculinity had resulted in the impregnation of a 16-year-old girl. The fetus was surely being suffocated by the condom, not enough to kill it, but just enough to make an expensive burden for the rest of my life. I prayed to whatever God would listen, which is none because God is imaginary, but still I prayed and promised that if he got me out of this one, boy, I would change. Or stay the same. When the sun rose, I drifted out of a brief, anxious, sleepy haze and went into the bathroom. And standing over the toilet, a strange sound occurred. Not unlike a gurgle, or like someone urinating into a condom. I looked down and there on my pathetic flaccid penis was the rubber, still attached. I'd been wearing the goddamn thing for so long it apparently adopted chameleonic tendencies. I laughed at myself and flushed it down the toilet, and flushed along with it were any doubts about my sexuality. I was a minority, and proud to be one, goddammit. Even though I still find gay men to be on the whole an irritating bunch. Soon thereafter, I was called a faggot for the first time by someone who really, really meant it, and that's the day it all changed for the better. Empathy can be a bitch sometimes, but it can also save you from turning into an asshole. I saw Kelly a couple years later at a school fundraiser, and I told her I was gay and that I'd fallen in love with my freshman roommate. She laughed and introduced me to her girlfriend, Vanessa. Not only did that god-awful sex fail to turn me straight, it had turned Kelly into a lesbian.